Hey, everybody, welcome back to Kill by Daylight. This is going to be a weird type of video. Not weird in the sense like what we're covering, but how we're covering it, because that is not today when I'm recording this. It is actually the 25th of May, but for some reason, behavior is like, here you go, content creators, certain select content creators. Here's early access to see how Jason's power works. It's like, oh, okay, that's it. It's his power and apparently the Mori. And that's kind of it. No patch notes, nothing like that. We gotta wait till tomorrow to do that. So that's why I'm saying this is very, very weird. We're gonna look at the power, the early access footage they gave, which I don't think it's the people actually playing it. I think it's, you know, behavior playing it themselves and choosing what to show, which makes my, to steal from polyester, my tinfoil hat to go on. And think of other things that may be big surprises in the PTB. We'll have to see about that. But first, let's talk about my history with the franchise. Why do I want my goat of goats, Jason Voorhees, in Dead by Daylight? Because, simply put, it was the first real horror movie I ever watched. I must have been, oh God, if I want to guess, I want to say ballpark probably 10 years old. Summer vacation. I remember this pretty vividly. Me and my aunt went to Blockbuster. God, I'm not going to explain that to you youngins out there. You can Google it. You can Google it. We went to Blockbuster and rented a bunch of VHSs. I'm not going to explain that one either. You can Google it. Don't look up actually look up VHS tapes and not like VHS, the dead game, which shouldn't have died. Yeah, we went out and rented a bunch of VHS. I don't remember any of the ones. I remember watching Friday the 13th, Part 1, and falling in love with it at the age of 10. Fast forward 25 years later, I'm currently sitting in my chair in front of my computer, and the GOAT is now in one of my favorite games of all time. Insane that I could be living in the timeline where Jason Voorhees is in Dead by Daylight, and by the time he hits live servers and everybody's able to play them, the Knicks could be world champions. That's a fucking timeline I could be living in. That's amazing. It's amazing. The world is on fire, but we have dogs, we have Jason Voorhees in Dead by Daylight, and my Knicks could be world champions. I could be living the goddamn dream at that point. But because I love the franchise near and dear to my heart so very much, and this is all finally happening, we're going to do some special stuff leading up to the full release, right? We're going to be doing a special Ognar's, oh God, what are, another review show. I forgot the name of my own goddamn fucking series. That's weird. Oh God, not another review show. Right, the thing where I watch actual, like, horror stuff and we react and review and all that other fun stuff. I'm going to be taking a look at the Never Hike Alone series. I'm going to be doing that all the way up to the lead up every, we'll say Saturday or Sunday, on the weekend, every weekend leading up to the full release. I think that should be a fun time, right? That's widely touted as like, oh my God, Jason's back in media in a good way. It's not like a weird remake. It's fan film, yeah, but people really love it, apparently. So take a look at that. And then, of course, I'll work on the annual anniversary predictions special. And then once Jason releases, we're bringing back Becoming a Killer main, Becoming a Jason main will start, and change things up a little bit. Because I'm going to start going for P100s. Getting killers that I actually like up to P100. Everybody's been doing it for years, and now we have these special rewards. My boy Jason is finally in the game. That's what I want to do, right? So, overly long-winded, like 4.5, 5 minute intro to watch 5-ish minutes of gameplay and then read patch notes and then watch more gameplay, right? So, we're watching Otz's, right? I had a plethora of sources. We could have watched Spooky Loops, which, welcome back, Spooky. You've been gone for a little bit. I know, I understand that situation, so welcome back there. But we're going to watch Otz. I did watch the intro a little bit. He did say he's going to watch us and then break it down. So we'll see, right? Got our volume up. We got our volume up. It's full screen this motherfucker. Now, not you, Otz. Not you, Otz. I love you, Otz, but not... You get it. You understand. Oh. I know some people like actually shat on the design of the Jason universe design concept, which I'll wait to talk about that stuff and rights stuff, because I learned a little bit more, or like clarified a little bit more by watching some videos, and it's even weirder now, but also very, very exciting what we could get in the PTB tomorrow. But it'll be yesterday for you when this video goes. It's wibbly wobbly timey wimey.
Glance, Jason doesn't seem like he will be really difficult to play. He seems to move around the map and have the normal killer stats. And if you pay attention to the HUD, you'll see that there's actually two distinct powers that you can use at any time, pretty much. Let's talk about the one with a really cool name that I think is the most interesting and game-changing of his powers. The most...
Yeah. Well, that's how I work, to be honest with you. Like, what's the cooler name? Let's look at that one first. So he's got a projectile. He's got a machete in one hand. Not an axe. It's not an axe in the other, but it is a spear, which is pretty on brand as well. Omnipresent Evil.
Unique as well. It's called Omnipresent Evil, and if you activate it, you become incorporeal. You start moving around the map really, really fast. It's very reminiscent of other killers that can phase in the game, and it has similar properties. You do not see survivors, and survivors do not see you directly. You might be able to catch a glimpse of some footsteps, which can give away some survivor locations, and if they work on gens, you will see a red mist letting you know that someone is nearby. Now, you cannot just reappear anywhere, and you cannot damage survivors while you're in this incorporeal state.
Makes sense.
You have to emerge for specific points, namely windows or pallets. Now, this is really, really important. You can actually choose the direction that you emerge from. For example, if you pick a window on the side of a building, you don't have to come out of the window facing the outside and then fall off. You can actually change on the spot which direction so that you come out very, very precisely.
That's weird as hell, but very, very exciting. 2. Pay attention to the spear.
Similar properties. You do not see survivor.
Well, he holds it weirdly when phasing, but it's different. That's the same.
Now, this is really.
That's a very different spear. Huh? I've not seen anything. I should preface that. I should have prefaced that. I've not seen anything.
Really important. You can actually choose the direction that you emerge from. For example, if you pick a window on the side of a building, you don't have to come out of the window facing the outside and then fall off. You can actually change on the spot which direction so that you come out very, very precisely.
Okay.
It seems that when you come out of a pallet or a window, it gets blocked momentarily. And I've also noticed that if the pallet was downed, you immediately break it as you re-emerge. Even if the pallet is broken, don't worry, you can still come out of the place where it was previously at. Now, if there's any survivors nearby, they will give you killer instinct, so you will have a slightly easier time finding them. And it also seems that he gains a relatively long speed boost to make him a little bit harder to shake off after re-emerging. Now, one thing that's important is that survivors are not completely clueless about this. Whenever you are in this mode, they start seeing a lot of smoke and fog around them. They hear sound effects, and even though you come out really, really fast, they do have an idea that you're moving around the map. Now, the implications for this power...
That seems, dare I say, perfectly balanced. You move fast, and you can teleport, which is a very big thing Jason can do in the movies. You can teleport, but it's only at pallets and windows. Well, I'm assuming doors or breakable walls as well. You're invisible. I'm assuming you're basically a stealth killer at that point. You're basically Wraith, it sounds like, or a spirit, more likely. But you come out of it in only select spots, but the survivors get basically a notification that you are near via the fog around your HUD and area.
Actually kind of huge. One thing that I noticed is that it doesn't seem to have any sort of limited duration at all. You can actually do this for, as far as I could tell, forever. And that means that this killer has insanely good mobility and an insanely good ability to go around the map scouting, looking for injured survivors, looking for a gen that may or may not be progress, and maybe go back to the area where he needs to be the most.
Yeah, because, well, I think we saw it, like, in the first part of this that if you don't jump scare, this is very good. If you don't jump scare like a window or a pallet or like a wall or something like that, that you just terrible cursed pause. sorry, Ots. It seems like you just teleport back, almost like Dredge. So yeah, you could literally, you could kick a gen, 3-gen situation, kick a gen that's being worked on, apparate or disapparate, one of those, phase, and just go scouting because you see the aura on the generator.
One obvious weakness that I noticed is that sometimes maps have areas that don't really have any pallets or windows. Like, for example, around some exit gates, you might know that a survivor is there, but if you made the mistake of going into Omnipresent Evil, coming out might not be easy. You might have to come out somewhere really far, giving the survivors a lot of distance. You will need to be really careful about this.
You know, the Dredge problem, and the Xenomorph problem, and the Sadako problem, which they still haven't really figured out. Yeah, that is a pretty big downside. That you can't just appear anywhere you want. Hopefully, before release, they go, oh, you can now teleport to, I don't know, lockers? Teleporting to an exit gate would be very, very broken. I think we could all agree on that. He's just Nurse at that point, just traversing insanely. He's Blight. He'd be Blight, but like undetectable Blight at that point. So hopefully they figure out something a little like in between type of thing to get to stuff like that, because I could see that being a problem on like RPD, because those maps are just fucking weird sometimes. The artist map, those two maps, those are pretty weird. Just the bigger maps, basically. Nostromo comes to mind. The D&D one. Mount Ormond. Just like bigger maps, right? Bigger maps where like pallet density is kind of a problem in areas. Also, if you can only teleport to like downed pallets, if you break all the pallets, you kind of got nowhere to go. So hopefully there's got to be more than meets the eye, right?
But there's also some incredible strengths that come from this power. For example, pallets and windows that are on second floors or multi-floor maps are incredibly easy to teleport to, even from the floor below, giving this killer a sort of mobility that very few other killers have in the game. I'm very excited about this power. I think it's going to be really, 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 really strong.
Hold up. Questions. He yucked that spear pretty farting well. What is that? Is that just the base icon? I have not been paying attention to the icon in the corner. I'm going to be very honest with you. Yeah, he yucked the spear.
Giving this killer a sort of mobility
got the tweet, but then the hook.
Few other killers have in the game.
Yeah, that's. Oh, where's my buttons? Just a little more. Go on, just a little more. Work for me. It should work. Yeah, that's a hook. Huh.
I'm very excited about this power. I think it's going to be really, 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 really strong.
The thing I was not worried about, right? I'm not worried about anything with this chapter. If it is like, oh, we get Jason and that's it. No map, no Tommy Jarvis or Ginny, or no survivors, no map, which would be very fucking weird for an anniversary chapter, let alone the 10th anniversary chapter. It'd be very weird if we only get one thing out of it. Be weird. That's why I'm like, PTB, big surprises. They've been teasing, or Eric Pope has been teasing stuff. But like the one thing I was not worried about was the power set or how good he will be, because they are very good at making anniversary chapter killers fun and good, right? Springtrap out the box was the best thing to come out of year 9, because everything else was broken in one way or another. But he was fun. He's fun to play. Still is fun to play. He just needed some tweaks to his add-ons, but that was all they needed to do to make him perfect, right? Dredge was another anniversary chapter, I believe. Like he is still fun. He's still good to play. So anniversaries, they do nail the killer aspect at least, or the power at least, pretty well. Again, we're only seeing like power and Moris here. We gotta wait till tomorrow to get the perks and maybe some other spicy stuff.
Now, his second power is a lot simpler, but it does look very satisfying. Jason carries around spikes that he can aim and toss at survivors like a javelin spear. And if this connects with the survivor, it will damage them, very similar to a hunter's hatchet. It can even down them, right? Now, you can only carry one at a time. That means
a projectile that is thrown by the killer or projectile from the killer that hits a target and the target takes damage the first time? No, not my behavior. You would have to like throw, it's got to be something weird and broken with this footage. They'll fix it by PTB, no doubt, where you got to hit them and they go, oh, that tickled. And then you got to hit them again and go, oh, that actually hurt. And then you got to hit them a third time to down them, right? That's the behavior I know and love.
That after every throw, you will have to reload, but he reloads in a really quick way anytime he walks by a hook, including after you put a survivor there, and also if you go by one of the designated spike piles that spawn scattered across the map when you play this killer. So you can reload really, really seamlessly, even in the middle of a chase, wasting very, very little time and be really, really dangerous.
Fuck, she got spurred. Holy shit. I was gonna say, no doubt there's gonna be like a brown add-on that makes this like fast. I don't think you need it faster though. That's
reload really seamlessly, even in the middle of chase, wasting very, very little time and be really, really dangerous. From the survivor point of view, you will notice that when you get hit by one of these spikes, you actually get pushed back quite significantly. And if you're injured and you hit a wall, you will become impaled against something, slowing you down and immobilizing you. Basically, the killer can then come and grab you out of it. He can seemingly whack you out of it as well. And one thing that I noticed is that if you are impaled on your
why would you want to do that? You spike them, they're just like, ah, and you go, shish kebabbing to another level. Or kebab, yeah, shish kebab.
Your final hook, it seems like this enables a mini Mori. So this killer has multiple Moris. It can happen when you are against the wall. He can just kill you there, and it does look really, really gnarly. And similarly, it can also happen if you're on the ground. He has a different animation for that.
Oh!
And of course, there's also the regular longer Mori animation, which I found to be quite hot.
Oh, literally. Okay, I'm like, it's you wildin' here, bud. I have gripes. I have fucking gripes. Let's watch this and we'll get over the gripes, right? And fuck it, we'll talk about the gripes right now, because this is amazing. Apex Legends, right? You may be familiar with it. Like, before they released their newest champion, the newest character to come in the game, they did this stupid goddamn thing where it was just like, creators being like, oh my god, she's so fun. Oh my god, wow, that looks incredible. And it's like, you're showing reactions to things the people who are actually going to be playing your game longer than these content creators, you're not showing us what the thing is. So what are we supposed to get from these paid actors? Like, be oohing and ahhing at a thing. And then yesterday, the 24th, I have to date these because of how weird this video is going to be. They did the same thing, and they posted on Twitter, like, a Mori they won't soon forget. And it was like a minute and a half of just, I'm going to be honest, this game has some very sus pain sounds, if you know what I mean. The like, it sounds like you're watching a fucking porno, right? And same goes for the ladies. But it was just Sable. It was so fucking awkward to watch alone, let alone with other people around me, where it was just Sable moaning, her grunts of pain that sometimes sound like pleasurable ones, and a squelching noise. Behavior. I understand. I love the franchise. I know the whole thing about teens and premarital sex is what Jason hates the most. My dudes, fucking tone that shit down. We were all making jokes like, Jason's coming to the game, sex is now in the game. Confirmed. and then you did that.
Be quite hot. Now I can't wait to get my hands on this killer, and tomorrow I will be covering it. I will be live streaming it and posting videos on this channel.
Oh, he did get hit. Holy shit. Oh, I'm still stunned by that fucking Mori. Oh my god, that is amazing. Holy shit. That's incredible. I was like, man, if we get the sleeping bag kill, that'll be fucking dope. No, that's insanely better.
I will be covering it. I will be live streaming it and posting
that is a double
videos
spike
on
hit,
this
yeah.
channel about this BT.
So it looks like it's an axe. Huh. Or a hockey stick. Either one. So it looks like you can Wesker that shit where you just throw another survivor and
We will get to see other things that we haven't seen yet, such as perks. I hope to see you there. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you, Otz, for making the video. Love you. You're breathtaking. So I did pull up Schmuckles because he says like, okay, 3 unique mores and power description. So let's take a look at this. See what he's got. I haven't watched this yet because again, I haven't watched anything.
Schmuckles, I just went back to sleep and then I woke up again. We have more information.
Also, welcome back, Schmuckles. You took like 9 months off, so welcome back, bud.
Information about Jason Voorhees in Dead by Daylight, a power description, multiple Moris, more visuals, and info about the chapter in general. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more content like this. YouTube's actually shown me that 66% of you are not subscribed to the channel. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want your Dead by Daylight feed filled with videos like this one. So
subscribe to Schmuckles.
Posted the Slasher's Power Part 1. Omnipresent evil, invisible in map traversal. You cannot see survivors, but you can see footsteps and red fog where survivors are standing. Seems like kind of like a spirit phase or something. You can exit by teleporting to a pallet, window, or breakable wall. And then throwing spikes. Spikes can be picked up at scrap piles or hooks, which act as javelins. They can be thrown at survivors to injure them and knock them back. If you knock someone back into a wall, it will pin them there. Let's see what else Ruthless has. There are 3 different Moris as well for Jason Voorhees. I think these are going to be sort of like mini Mori situations. Let's have a peek at each of those Moris.
Oh, his stable's so gravy. She's burnt to a crisp. Good point. Okay, so literally it's all the same footage we just saw. Right? Because that's... I don't know why they did this. They could just let people play it, but like... It is what it is, man. It is what it is.
Dweet also posted, Jason has no voice lines. Obviously, he doesn't speak, but not even Pamela talking to him. So far, everything I heard from July 2020 pitch is remaining true. Solo killer, no map. Behavior encouraged to do OG looks for him instead of movie stuff. No Voorhees, no Pamela. Also, Ruthless posted an uncensored Mori. Let's have a peek at that too.
Gnarly. Another gas can just...
We better be getting an original Campgrounds map by a lake within 2 years. Not only is that what Jason needed, but it's also a stereotypical horror setting anyway. Get to work at Dead by Daylight. The slasher Jason has 2 mini Moris depending on if you were on death hook, then downed, with his spear on the floor, or pinned by it somewhere. And let's...
You know the achievements for that are going to be get like X amount of Moris via the spear. I already know that. It's going to be 2 separate ones, like 25 Moris from spear, floor spear Mori and to wall Mori. Okay. Let's address that little elephant. Let's go back to full screen. I can't. I hit the wrong button. There we go. No, I hit the wrong button, I said. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Suck it, Cavs. Ha 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 ha. You're cursed. Where's the tweets? I guess we'll look at this first, right? They unveiled cosmetics that we're getting. And they're all original. Because Jason never wore this fucking fit. I can tell you that for free. He's got an axe. That's pretty cool. That's very reminiscent of his underwater zombification. It's all right. And that's more decrepit zombie. So there's that. It is all OG looks. It is all OC Do Not Steal looks, which leads me to believe that they're showing this off now before the PTB. We're going to get some big old skins at full release. Almost guaranteed. He is also known as the Slasher, which I think everybody kind of predicted. No new map. Has no voice lines, obviously, not in Pamela. This is not the... We had all of year 9, they went, the PTB's broken. No voices, right? Michonne didn't have a voice until she hit live servers. And also, this is the footage they are showing us. Keep that in mind. That is the working tinfoil hat here, right? This is all stuff they are showing us themselves. This is pre-packaged, open the can, it's already ready to eat, right? What is that euphemism? Don't know. Fucking you get it, though. This is what they want us to see. The PTB comes out, we are free to see whatever the fuck we want, right? So maybe he does have his mom talking to him. Maybe he doesn't. Like, Dweet is the most confusing character I've ever met or ever had the pleasure of knowing of. Because he said the stuff about 2024 and then said, oh, things probably changed. It looks like there's could be a lot more stuff. As far as I am aware, Jason Universe is literally Sean and Victor coming together and saying the world needs Jason. So, and from what I understand, that the fact that they're working with Jason Universe means they have access to what Jason Universe has, which turns out to be everything that is included in Friday the 13th, the game by Gun Media, which apparently is getting resurrected, which is dope as well. So they have access to all of the movie skins that are in there, including Tom Savini's skin that was never in a movie, I'm pretty sure, but is widely loved by everybody, including myself, because it's dope as hell. As well as Camp Crystal Lake. That's why I'm holding out here, being like, we're gonna get something big, right? I'm not gonna take the time to look at it because this is already going on for 30 minutes. But Eric Pope did say, yeah, there's stuff coming for Survivors. Stay tuned. Like, from what I understand, they have the rights to the character Tommy Jarvis and the character Ginny Field, but not them in the movie, if that makes sense, right? Just like we got Laurie Strode from the comic book, not from the movie. I think that could be a similar situation, how we get Tommy Jarvis or Ginny Field or both in Dead by Daylight as survivors. That they do, okay, this guy is Tommy Jarvis, we'll make him look a little like how Tommy was in the movies, but enough distinction where New Line or Paramount can't be like, you can't do that. Same thing with Ginny, right? And Crystal Lake, they just own the rights to Crystal Lake, right? They don't own, as far as I am under the assumption of, and that is by the lawyer Larry Zern, is that his name? I don't remember. He basically put it in a blanket statement that the only thing Jason Universe does not have access to is the name Friday the 13th. They cannot call anything that they are a part of Friday the 13th. Except for Gun Media resurrecting the game, because that was already in place before the whole lawsuit happened. That is as far as I am aware. I will still say, I will not be disappointed if the PTB drops tomorrow and I read the patch notes and it's, hey, new killer, Jason. Here's some buffs and some nerfs to some perks, and here's his perks, and that's it. I'm not going to be disappointed, because motherfuckers, my goat is in the fucking game. Y'all could have boring-ass Mithrigan or the most overrated clown since Pagliacci. I don't give a fuck anymore. I kind of do, because I don't want to see those two shitheads in the game. But hey, I didn't want to see Ken Koniki in the game, and guess what? He's actually fucking fun to play. So I don't mind him in the game. Maybe they'll find out how to make Mithrigan doing shitty, cringe TikTok dances fun and interesting power. Who knows? But I'm not going to be upset and be like, boo, boo-boo face, if we don't get Camp Crystal Lake as a map. There is a workaround, by the way, because it was called Camp Blood in some of the movies after they shut down Camp Crystal Lake and it was taken over by somebody else. So they could technically give us Camp Blood as a map, as a workaround, but we all know what it really is. And they can give us some of the, if they do actually own the characters from Friday the 13th, the game, Jason Universe does. If they actually do own those characters, one, Tommy Jarvis is in that fucking game. Tommy Jarvis is in the game, but you also have those other, I was going to say iconic, but they're not. But you have those other camp counselors in those games. So you can just pluck one of them out and put them in the game, and we could have a map and a survivor, right? It wouldn't be too difficult to find the workarounds, is what I'm saying. But we don't know. Also, according to creators who were given information by Behavior, this Jason is an original interpretation, sort of like Ghostface. He is not the same Jason from the F-13 movies, and his lore will probably be changed to reflect that. How the fuck do you get that? I'm having trouble with this one specifically because I did a review episode, calling back to the beginning, that's when I said Ognars. I did the review episode of the new official licensed canonical thing, the fucking short film they did, and everything in that was like, yeah, Jason. For Friday, they basically referenced the lore. So how the fuck is this Jason, officially licensed Jason from Jason Universe, not from the movies, and is an original interpretation, sort of like Ghostface? Ghostface was their original interpretation because all they got the license for was the mask. So they had to make their own character. They have the mask. They had to design everything else around it. They have Jason fucking Voorhees, which I know people are like, oh, they can't call him Voorhees. They can't use the Voorhees name. But in all the marketing, they're calling him Jason Voorhees. 2 plus 2 is now equaling 15 on some of this stuff. But the second half of this video, we'll find out, right? Again, I'm not going to have a boo-boo face over not having a map or a new survivor. Jason Voorhees is in the game, and he looks incredibly fun. So we'll cut here and we'll cut back to a different day. So see you in the future, but that is also the past for you. So future for me, but past for you. Yeah, it's weird. All right, we have the PTB patch notes. It's the next day, and we got some stuff to talk about. Some weirdness, some wackiness going on here. First of all, before we get into this, we have Dweet Tweets, which is an official segment on the show now, I guess. Dweet Tweets. So it is officially confirmed in the lore that this is not Jason from Crystal Lake. This is, I think as Scott put it, it's legally distinct Jason, which is very weird. Like, that's weird. That's weird. As far as I understand, Jason Universe owns the rights to say Crystal Lake. But then again, hey, Behavior, do you not, like, I brought it up before. Blood Lake. Blood Campsite. You said that. But I do think it is hilarious. Tweet says it's actually really cool because he originates from Greenville, which is where Michaela Sable and the Unknown were from, and he actually beefed with and canonically met the Unknown. So that part in that stream where Unknown goes, bah, and then scurries away, that's real. I love that. That's so weird. Also, Greenville is Jersey, I believe, right? So that kind of does make sense, right? Because for those who don't know, Camp Crystal Lake is canonically in New Jersey. Even though, like, several states have their own Crystal Lake, like upstate New York, I think there's a Crystal Lake, like, 30 minutes from me, which is real friggin' cool, I think. So there's that. But then again, like, if we're doing an official tie-in with Jason Universe and they do have the rights to Crystal Lake, because the new prequel series is called Crystal Lake. It's not called Camp Crystal Lake. There's something in my eyeball. It's Jason. I don't know, it's very weird. It's very weird. Also, his stats are 4.4, 32 meter radius, average size. Average. He's big, but whatever. That's fine. That's fine, right? Like I said before, like I'm not disappointed that, like, oh man, it seems like we're not getting a map. We're not. Survivor stuff is weird. We'll talk about that in like 30 seconds. But I'm not disappointed. Like this Jason comes from a different part of Jersey. Okay. He might have just wandered from Crystal Lake. Motherfucker went to Manhattan. And space. And Elm Street. So it's like, he wanders. He could do that. So, it is what it is, right? I'm not upset. I'm happy. I'm happy he's here. Like, he's in the game. My goat is in the game. That's all I care about. And he looks fun. He looks fun as hell. We're not going to go over the gameplay because nobody has posted their gameplay yet. And I don't think we can glean really much more from it. Because we saw basically all that he can do. His shape, his corporealization, I guess we'll call it, and his spear throwing and that fun stuff, so. Is what it is. Killer the Slasher, again. Perfect name. We already saw his powers. Jump scare. I love that it's still called jump scare. Perks. Perks is what we want. Ooh, there's that spice melange. I've never seen Dune. Killer perks. Hex. Scared to death. After you hook 3 different survivors, adult totem ignites. I hope. I'm like I said, I'm gonna make this prediction, like anniversary prediction stream like I do yearly. One of the things is hex perks being reworked, because that seems like the way we're going. A lot of the newer hex perks all say, like, yeah, do this thing, and then adult totem ignites. So you have to work for that hex, but then it's online, and then you can be cleansed and stuff. So the hex perks actually last a little bit into the trial. I like that. While chasing a survivor, whenever you basic break, I hate we change names. I get it. Blake can go and break it, and now Jason goes. He doesn't go. He does, and then kicks. I hate that. Like, oh, it's basic break, special break. Like, fuck off. Whenever you basic break a pallet, survivors within 13 meters scream and are hindered by 13% for 3 seconds. Holy shit, that's actually pretty good. Like, 13 meters is a pretty decent sized margin. So if you're mid chase and you break a pallet, basic break a pallet, you know where they are, and you know that they're slowed for 3 seconds. Pretty good. Silent Shadow. When the trial starts, you gain undetectable for 13 seconds or until you down a survivor. When all gens are completed, you gain undetectable. Like, permanently? Okay. 13 seconds of undetectable at the start of the trial. Obviously not going to be used on stealth killers, because duh. Damn, alright, that's actually interesting. That's an interesting one. I'm not going to say it's good or bad. That last part is probably phenomenal for endgame builds. All gens are completed, you're undetectable. Oops, and then Noed's active. Uh-oh. I think that's a neat perk. I think that's neat. This first line is hit or miss. We'll have to see how it works. Right, how good it could be. Because undetectable for 13 seconds. 13 seconds is a long-ass time. That's longer than Lethal Pursuer is active, I believe. Yeah. Gens are completed, you gain undetectable. That's pretty cool. Rampage. Whenever you basic break a pallet or breakable wall, has to be noted, there's 2 things you can break. You earn 1 token up to 13. We're going with 13 motif. Dope. Whenever you are blinded or pallet stunned for the next 13 seconds, you gain 1% haste for each token. The cooldown is 20 seconds. So there's literally no way to lose tokens. Wow, alright. Yeah. So you just go breaking pallets and walls and you get tokens like nobody's business. With the new pallet density update, pallets are everywhere. So you can at least get half of that. You get 6 or 7 easily, very quickly. And again, there's no way to lose tokens, so whenever you are pallet stunned, you're going to be making up that stun duration easily. That's pretty cool. I like that. I like all these perks, actually. And I know I'm being completely biased because my boy, my goat, insert mother's name here, legally distinct Pam, no last name given's baby boy, Jason, no last name given, is here. We're gonna have fun with that. We're gonna have a lot of fun with like, oh, he's just Jason. No last name given. Press X to Jason. Yeah, now we get on to this weirdness. Take a sip of coffee. This is weird because there's no new survivor in the PTB, but there are survivor perks in the PTB, and they have confirmed. He gets recolors for his outfit. That's dope. We get new stuff. Incredible portrait. Yeah, they say it's completely unrelated to Jason. Like somebody asked them, let's do the actual research, right? When's Dead Space coming to the game? That'd be pretty cool. I should do just a video. Like, here's a wish list of what I want in the game still. Because we got Jason, we got Springtrap, we got Pyramid Head. I'm A-okay right now. I'm on fucking Dream Street. Freddy, stay away. So, yeah, somebody said, wait, there's a new original survivor at the same time. The survivor perks we're testing in the PTB are not related to Jason and will release separately with a new original survivor. That sounds like we're getting... Yeah, will the survivor also release on June 16th? That is a question. That's also a good question. So will there be 2 DLCs on June 16th or one, or just one with the Survivor DLC coming later? This is a question they're gonna have to answer relatively shortly, or quickly rather. Yeah, will the Survivor release with Jason as separate chapters, or is there's fucking weirdness here, man. There's weirdness in this PTB. It's weird. And this statement here, the new original survivor officially unrelated to Jason. That's a weird statement in of itself, because like, okay, the perks are unrelated to Jason, but is the survivor, right? You get what I'm saying, right? Are they doing an OC Do Not Steal original survivor to go with this, like I suggested in the one video I did where you know, he was revealed, like, oh, it would be cool if they did Jason and then a completely original camp counselor, right? I think that'd be really dope, because that's what it seems like we're getting. Maybe not the original camp counselor, but it is just new original survivor, and it is in 10.0 patch, the 10.0 release with Jason. So I'm assuming it'll be bundled together, and this will be a package deal, right? You get Jason and the original survivor. Call him Tommy. Fuck it. Call him Tommy Jervis. Jenny Fields. Jenny Fields. With a G. Big brain. But it seems like we're getting a new survivor, too. So that's really cool. Because again, it's the 10th anniversary. It's weird that we would be only getting a killer. But I digress. Jones over here. More coffee, Jones over here. I spilled it on myself. New survivor perks though. Wide open throttle. Lend a hand and cross-examination. Wide open throttle. That would... My mind goes to motorcycles. Does Tommy Jarvis drive a motorcycle? I don't remember. Whenever you fast vault a pallet, not a window, but a pallet, you gain 15% haste for 3 seconds. The pallet is reset, blocked for 60 seconds. All survivors see its aura for that time. What the fuck does that even mean? So you get Lithe, but just for pallet, whereas Lithe is for every fast vault you do. Okay, you get 15% haste for 3 seconds, and the pallet is reset and blocked for 60 seconds. So it goes from this to it gets fucking wood boner, right? Nature boner, boing. So it resets itself and is blocked for 60 seconds, and then all survivors go, well, fuck, we can't go over there now. Okay, that's a very strong perk with a very strong trade-off. 60 seconds is a long time. 15% haste is a lot for 3 seconds. That's interesting. And it's a 60-second cooldown, which would make perfect sense. Okay. Seems pretty cool. Lend a hand once per trial and per survivor. You are if you have. Let's fucking start. I saw blast and my brain broke. Once per trial and per survivor, after you have cleansed or blessed one totem while healing another survivor, press F to pay respects and to give them 4 permanent healing charges. There's a lot of prerequisites going into this perk. Once per trial and once per survivor, after you have blessed or cleansed a totem. So you have to cleanse a totem or bless it. And while you're healing another survivor, you press the button and you give them 4 permanent healing charges, which means those charges cannot go down. So you're healing them, and if you get interrupted, that healing meter, the health meter goes whoop, right? This seems like it'll be just a permanent boop, and that will never go down. So, okay, I don't think that'll be used, but it doesn't seem terrible, right? Finally, cross-examination. While in the killer's terror radius, the killer leaves light marks that Truck Shepherd. I don't know if the mic is picking up, but my ears are picking up, and that's distracting. I didn't spill this time. While in the killer's terror radius, the killer leaves light marks that last for 10 seconds that you can see. While on the light marks, you gain elusive. This ends after 5 seconds. God, elusive. That's the thing where you don't leave scratch marks, you don't leave pools of blood, grunts of pain, stuff like that, right? I guess stealth survivor builds do exist. Pebble? I don't know. This one seems like ass. I'm going to be honest with you. This one seems like ass. This one seems okay. This seems really good. Really balanced, at least. So there's that. We're getting a new survivor. Pretty dope. And then aura customizations. New aura types are available for color customization. Blocked objects like Corrupt or Repressed Alliance, or now Wide Open Throttle. Completed gens. Completed generators, e.g. as the Houndmaster sending the dog for honest. What the fuck does that even mean? The gen is complete. It is done. Oh, I guess that's killer-sided. Okay. Whatever. Generator progress. The starting color when the generator's progress is revealed. Hive Mind or the add-on All-Seeing by Spirit. Dull totems, cleanse totems, hex totems, boom totems, hatch, and exit gate switches. So that seems like all like killer-sided stuff. Okay. Killer Power Match Detail tab. Match details have been updated with a new tab to provide a simplified description of the currently faced killer's power. Match detail will only show this information when one of the following occurs. Any survivor enters a chase, any survivor loses a health state. The Killer Power tab can be directly accessed by pressing B on the keyboard or pressing and holding the select on controller. Okay. And then we got a bunch of bug fixes. All right. Dope. All right. That's the upcoming next chapter. Was it 44? Or killer number 44, I think. Because that was the whole thing with like, oh, the dual killer concept. People thought like, oh, we're getting Jason and Pennywise? Oh, sheesh. No, it's not happening. But like Dweet's thing was like, yeah, the Henry was 43, anniversary is 44, and the Butt Chug Grimoire is 45 or some shit. So it's like, there's nothing in between. It's like, all right, fucking nerd. Goddamn. But yeah, again, I am overall happy with this. It is yet to be seen how far Jason Universe, or how much Jason Universe has, right? Because I saw a video where Larry Zerner, I believe that was his name, well, you could fact check me because I don't know his name. He's the guy who's like keeping up with everything for the trial or the lawsuit. And he basically confirmed that Jason Universe has more than we think, is essentially what it is. They have rights to things that we don't think they do. Again, they seemingly have the rights to Crystal Lake, because again, that new prequel series that's coming out in October is titled Crystal Lake. It's not Camp Crystal Lake. So maybe that is a little wording thing, right? They can't use the name Friday the 13th in any way, shape, or form unless specific things happen with it's legal shit is dumb. This legal shit is dumb. Like lawsuit stuff like this for IP rights, fucking dumb. Yeah, they supposedly own the rights to every cosmetic that is in Friday the 13th, the game, which is literally every Jason iteration throughout all of the movies and Tom Savini's special design. We'll have to see, because again, they literally showed off all of the cosmetics, or at least the base cosmetics that we're getting, it seems. Right? We'll have to fact check right now. Right now! Sweet! You can't jump scare me with the word pussy. God damn you. Michaela being why we have Greenville, Sable, Unknown, and now fucking Jason. Yeah. That's my girl. That's my girl, god damn it. This Jason interpretation exclusive to DVD also made his way to Mount Ormond. Huh. There's a scream from the forest like someone was attacking her. Mount Ormond missing person report. This Jason gets around. Yeah, it is weird that the recolors are not of the OG design. That's very weird. Yeah, they're not linked. And it's only 5 outfits. Like, yeah, okay, Springtrap came with like 2 at launch. But they were like special ones. So I'm getting a feeling we're going to get a little bit, maybe a couple legendaries at full release. That's just hopefulness. We'll have to see. We'll have to see, right? Because if they do own the rights to all of those, I don't see why Jason Universe would be like, you just get Jason, that's it. Base design, you can make your own shit. Go fuck off. That doesn't seem like a feasible thing, especially if this has been going on, or this chapter has been in development since like July 2024 for almost 2 years now. That just doesn't make sense, but we'll see. We'll see in 2-ish, 3 or so weeks, right? But for now, I think you're watching. If you're as excited as I am for this, hook the like button, more subscribe button, bing bong that bell, and until next time, I will see you in the fog. Goddamn, I gotta start playing the game again. I gotta get them blood points. Sheesh. I gotta start making content for this channel that's Dead by Daylight centric on a Dead by Daylight centric channel? No! Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. But until then, good luck.